I'm Valerie Mokrane. I used to be Valerie Nkala, actually. Nkala was my maiden name. Mokrane is Arabic. It's my husband's surname that I adopted after I got married a couple of years ago. I got the name Valerie. My mom came up with the name Valerie from some famous singer of the time. So I guess she thought I'd be famous. I don't know. But otherwise, I'm a mom of two. I'm a mom of two boys. I've been married for a while now, 7 years. I'm not that old. I just got married young. I like to read in my spare time. I like to cook. I also like to watch TV. I know it's not very brainiac of me to say that, but I like to watch TV and TikTok. I am South African Zimbabwean. By that, I mean that my parents were originally from Zimbabwe. However, I was born in South Africa and I spent most of my time in South Africa. So I consider myself to be totally South African. One of my favorite foods is bap. I absolutely love bap and chakalaka. Chakalaka is a South African dish, which is spicy, but it's like a sauce. And I like that with a good braai. A braai is a barbecue. And yeah, that's me in a nutshell. It's been a long road to where I am right now. I studied for a Bachelor of Commerce. I majored in marketing management. I studied at the University of Johannesburg. It used to be known as RAU, but by the time I started, it was already University of Johannesburg. After that, I did my honors, still at the same university. And then I worked for a couple of years. And then I moved to France. And I just decided that if I wanted to be a good businessman, if I wanted to make an impact in the world, the type of impact that I wanted to make, I had to have skills over and above just marketing. So I thought an MBA would be great for me. And I thought, let me also do some strategy so that I can see the overarching strategy of the business, so I can oversee that. So that's how I chose the MBA, Strategy and Digital Leadership at ESSEC. And ESSEC is one of the best schools in Europe, so it was a natural choice for me. The biggest thing that attracted me to ESSEC was the fact that the classes are not that big. It offers you a boutique experience. That was the first and biggest factor for me because I wanted that personalized attention. I just didn't want to be another number, another cog in the machine. And number two, ESSEC was promising quite a lot of diversity. I come from the Rainbow Nation, South Africa. We've got 11 languages. I've got friends who are Indian, white, and a whole lot of races. So I've always been used to having people of different races and different backgrounds around me. So I wanted to carry that over and learn about new cultures. So ESSEC also offered that. And no other university was also offering a major in strategy and digital leadership, which is what I was looking forward to doing. So that's how I chose. ESSEC has been amazing with that. We have French classes. I am taking French classes, which are not easy, by the way, but I try. We try to learn as much as we can. They support us in that. There are also some speakers who come, some who actually speak in French. So I think as a student, if you actually want to immerse yourself in the culture, you are going to learn. As well, ESSEC is very highly regarded in the French business community. And just by saying the name ESSEC, everybody knows that you have actually run your race, and they equate that with excellence. So if you've gone to ESSEC and you're trying to enter the business world, everybody understands the type of university you've been to, the type of person that you are, and everything else is just extra. I think that anything is possible under the sun. I think if you want something hard enough, you can do it. So I wanted this hard enough, and I'm doing it. I've got a great support system in the form of my husband. My children are not that young, so that helps as well. But as well, I find that ESSEC is very understanding. I told them in the beginning that I'm a mom, and they are very understanding. Whenever I've had situations where I've had to look after my kids for an hour or two, log in from Zoom, professors have been very understanding, but it has been a bit difficult because I probably get less sleep than your average MBA student, but it's all part of the journey. It's what I signed up for. I think if you're a parent and you're doing this, you really need to know why you're doing this so that you don't lose your motivation while you're doing the MBA program, because it is a lot, but it can be done. I think before the MBA, I had a marketing brain. It was all about solving the needs of the consumers. Oh, how can we make this more creative? Or I was very marketing speak. I was very marketing minded, very in that sphere of business. But now that I've went to the MBA and, as I said, I'm majoring in strategy and leadership, I feel that I'm now able to see the bigger picture even more. Like now I understand even more how the different operations will function and how every decision impacts every department. I knew that before, but I understand it even more now. And it has improved my worldview. By that, I mean that, we get a lot of case studies from all over the world that we study in most of our subjects. And doing that has actually broadened up my mind to say that actually strategies that were used in Japan can easily be applied in South Africa or can easily be applied in France. But I wouldn't have really necessarily known that without me going to ESSEC. In my quest to be a great leader, because some of us are born great and some have greatness thrust upon them, I went to ESSEC where great leaders are formed. So what I have encountered in ESSEC is that we don't sit down in a class and learn about leadership, but leadership is part of the entire MBA experience. Every little thing that we do drives us to be good leaders. It's in our interaction with our peers, our interaction with the professors, how we interact with third parties. It all drives us to be great leaders. Our studying is divided into different tiers. So there was T1, T2, and T3. In T1, there was a lot of group work. We still have a lot of group work right now, but we did a lot of assignments as a group. And in that group setting, one had to rise up and be a leader in whatever specific section that they were doing. I just found out that I'm just a natural leader. I just stand up and I just take charge and I delegate, okay, you do this, you do that, and I get the work done. So in things like that, things like assignments, you'll find that you're trained to be a good leader. Even those who are not naturally strong will find a point where they'll actually be put in that position where they can express and showcase their leadership skills. And then we also have things like cases like the Harvard case. I know some of my friends are working on it right now. Things which are completely outside of the classroom and things which have never been done before. It's a case which has never been done before, which is a hypothetical situation. And in those types of cases, people need to rise up and showcase their leadership skills, explain what needs to be done, and write the case and deliver it the way it's supposed to be. I'm a global MBA ambassador, and it just showcases the fact that I want to be a leader. So by being an ambassador of my university, I'm just showcasing the strength of my university and the strengths that I have as well. And I'm sure if my classmates were here, they'll be rolling their eyes because I say this all the time. So my one pressing need, the one thing that drives me in everything that I do is the fact that I want to help eradicate poverty in sub-Saharan Africa. So I feel that as Africans, we are not at the forefront of solving that problem in our own continent. A lot of people are trying, a lot of people from the outside are coming in and trying to solve this problem. But I, as an African, I want to gain the skills from ESSEC, learn how to be a great leader, learn how to manage projects better, learn how to manage my finances better of an organization, and go back to Africa and actually form an organization that is going to help eradicate poverty in sub-Saharan Africa. That's what I want to do. I went to ESSEC because of circumstances. I moved to France in 2019 with my family. I met my husband in South Africa back in 2011, and my husband is French. However, my husband's company moved him back to France, and all of us as his family had to ship and move to France. And while I was in France, I decided then to go to the best university for a business school, which was ESSEC, to equip me with the skills to take back home. So the ESSEC experience is really lovely. You get to meet people from so many countries. Like in our current cohort, there are more than 22 different nationalities. And I've made friends from India, I've made friends from the US, I've made friends who are from backgrounds you could never ever imagine. In the beginning, it was a bit difficult for some people, and to me to some degree, to actually get to understand some of these people. But as we were forced to work together time and time again, we found that we're actually more alike than we are different. And I already knew that because I'm from South Africa, the Rainbow Nation, as I mentioned before, with 11 languages. But one thing I learned, and which was reinforced in my mind, is the fact that we are more alike than we are different. And people all want the same things. People want to be loved, they want to be respected, and they all want to succeed. So once we all understood that, we are fine now. We get along we get along very well. We party as much as we can with the lockdown happening. We share things from our cultures. Like something funny is one of my Indian colleagues, one of my friends, Yatin, he actually always used to say, yes, we're gonna do that. And I was always so confused, like this, where I come from, this means no. Until I was like, this is not right. What is this? And he explained that in his culture, in India, this actually means yes. So it's little things like that I've got to learn from other people. It's the foods that I've gotten to taste. I've eaten some of the best Chinese food that you'd ever taste. My friend from the US as well has brought me the big things from the US. It's been just learning things about other people. And I think when you do become a leader in an organization, you need to understand people. That's what separates the good leaders from just the okay leaders, understanding people and understanding what drives people. And now I think most of us have an understanding